Hi, I'm Daniel from Warehouse UK LTD, and today I'm going to show you how to build a base unit. So the first thing to do is obviously open the packaging. So once you've opened it up, you'll have some instructions on how to build a base unit, and it'll show you how to build a single base unit, a double base unit, a wall unit and a double wall unit, and they're very easy to follow, and it also tells you all the bits that should be included in the packaging. So I'll put that there. So first thing to do is obviously remove everything from the box. So they're the legs. I would always have another box or a tub or something that you can put all the bits into. This will save you from losing bits. You'll also have a bag full of cams and fixings, and you will also have a pair of hinges. These just want disregarding because these are not soft closing hinges. You will also have a pair of soft closing hinges that will come in a box like this for every unit, as well as a handle. So first thing to do is get all the pieces out. So that one is the back. You can tell because it's got cams, holes in it. That one is the baseboard because again it's got cam holes in, but as well as the cam holes it's also got 4 holes for the legs to be located in. This piece is the top piece, the top rail for the base unit. Again, has 2 cam fixings. Another 2 legs there. The one that has no cams in, which is this one, or no drillings in whatsoever. This one is the shelf. This is your shelf for your base unit. If it's a drawer unit you're making, just disregard this because you won't need this, or keep it as a spare. And then the last 2 bits you should have will be your 2 side panels. So you'll have a left and a right side panel, which you can tell these because they'll have hinge hole positions on them, as well as all cam fixings and also 2 shelf holes. So again, get both these 2 out. You will have a left and a right hand as well. So once you've got them out, get rid of the packaging. I have no need for this. Right, so the first thing to do is get both of your side panels. So that's one, and that's the other. So make sure these mirror each other. So you've got a left hand and a right hand, you know, and they're identical, so they should mirror each other. Once you've done that, get your bag of fixings that has all your cams in, etc. Open this and open it up into your box, just so you don't lose any of the bits. So I'm going to get all the round cams out first. So this is your top rail. So again, this is a cam. It'll have an arrow on it showing which direction needs to go to the open end. As you can see, there's a cup shape. So that is the end that needs to face the open end. So place that in there, place that one in there. They're facing the open end. Also do the same as well with the baseboard. You'll know which one the cams go in because they're the early ones to fit in. And again, the backboard. So now all the cams are in place. the next thing we do is get the second part of the cam, which is the long piece. What we do here is get the baseboard, see which side they line up with. So the cams don't line up with that, so that's obviously the top. They line up with this end. This is obviously the bottom. So put the second part of the cam in line with the actual, so both the circular cam and the finger go into the right holes. Rotate this round. And that will indicate which holes again to put these in. There will be an additional 2 holes up there which are for the dowels. This is why it's called a cam and dowel construction. So put the dowels into place. Once you've got them just in a little bit, you can wiggle them in, but it's easier just to give them a little tap with the hammer. Just make sure they're located in. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to fix the base unit into place. So literally line it up with the cams and the dowels, as so. Once we've done that, a little bit of wiggling, it should go down. Once you've got them in place, just with a normal hand screwdriver, twist the cams round 180 degrees, and that will fully lock the cam in place. So that's the cams locked in. The next thing we're going to do here is going to be the backboard. So again, similar way, push the cams into the holes. I'm also going to put them in the backboard of the other one because I know which holes they are now. Now they're in place, get the backboard. Drop it on. Twist the cams around for 180 degrees, that'll nip them tight, and that's them into position. And then the third piece is your top rail. So you can tell which way round it goes by lining the holes up. So that's obviously not that way, so it's this way round. So push the cam into the cam one. As you can see, there's 2 additional holes. These are for dowels. So put one in, put the next one in. So twist the screwdriver 180 degrees. Don't over tighten the cams. That's how you damage them. And you know, a lot of people will over tighten them. So put the second part of the cam in the hole in the centre. The wooden dowels in place. Give them a little tap just to locate them. And then put the other gable on. So this is about the trickiest bit of it. Line the bottoms up, the back up. Once you've got them all lined up and in, just knock them all down. And then again, just tighten the cams 180 degrees, just to lock them in place. Make sure you do all of them and not miss any. So there's 2 on the back, 1 on the top, 2 on the base. So once you've got them in place and they're all in, slide the unit backwards, and as you can see on the bottom there is the 4 holes for the bosses to go in. So with the boss, it's got an overlap flange on one side and it's smooth on the other. The smooth side wants to go to the face and also to the side. So it goes down this side and down the side. and that's basically to allow for your plinth. So if you push them in, once you've got them in, there's like a dowel in the centre, which is like a spreader. So what you've got to do, you've got to knock that in, and that actually opens up the bit of the boss that we've pushed into the unit. So it actually grips it. So that locates them. There is also screw holes in the legs if you wish to stick screws in, but if I'm honest, the boss, when it widens out, is strong enough to hold the leg, hold the boss. You know, the weight's transferred downwards anyway, so it's completely up to you. If you wish to put these screws in, they want to be 16mm or less. So push all the legs in, make sure they're all tight in. Once you've got them all tight in, wind the legs on. These are fully adjustable legs, so if your floor's not level, it allows you to make sure that the units are fitted level, you know, so across the top of the units is level. On the leg, there is like a little bit of plastic that sticks up a little bit higher that does snap off, you know, and is meant to snap off when you want to wind the legs lower, but that's just to indicate to you where the legs want to be put into. You know, it's just a little tiny flap. That's all the legs in. So now it's a case of deciding which way around you're going to put the door on. So here is the door I drilled earlier. So this is a left-hand hinge, and this is determined because all the arrows want to face upwards, and this is a base unit door, so it's a left-hand hinge. So I need to turn this unit over and put the hinges on the other side because it needs to be hinged on this side. So what I'm going to do, roll it onto its back, roll it over again. The hinge plates will be in this box with the soft closing hinges, but I've already put the soft closing hinges on the door in this instance. There is 2 holes already in the carcass for the screws. So again, just nip these down. Don't over tighten them. These want to move freely. Place your door in place. Put your hinges down. The bottom bit of the hinge wants to go in first. So once you've got the bottom of the hinge in, push the backs down and you will hear them click. Once they've clicked, try and get it so you've got a 2mm margin from the door to the top of the cabinet and the bottom of the cabinet, so it's evenly in the centre, and then just nip the hinges back up. So the only thing I've got left to do now is these blocks. And these blocks are just for screwing the worktops down if it's a laminate or a solid wood worktop. So put that one in. That's them in. And then the last thing is the shelf. And that is your base unit complete. So